Hey everyone. Yeah, it's one of my first videos using the Kodak camera because I'm on location at work on my first break. But I thought I'd kind of talk about something here. Excuse me. I've talked about the college football playoff before and how I feel that, here's the thing. When I think about the college football playoff, I look at it and I'm like, it's okay, it's fine. They want to go in that direction, it's good. It's good, I'm cool with that. But honestly, folks, I just do not see the overall appeal to it. You know what I'm saying? Now don't get me wrong. I understand that the reason they're doing this is because they want to find out who is indeed the best, who is worthy. Basically, they want to see whether or not, a team like Alabama, who last night lost to Ohio State, or a team like Florida State, who lost to Oregon, are as good as they say they are when they go up against two of the other best in the land. And obviously, it was proven last night that Alabama and Florida State have yet to face teams like Oregon and Ohio State and have realized, and basically the realization has come that maybe they're not as, unbeatable as people want to think they are. Now, there's no offense to any Alabama or Florida State fans. It's just, this is why the playoff is around, and this is why some people are okay with it and some people are not. Some people are not okay with it because of the fact that it basically could veil and pull the curtain back on the football team, and making it seem like, oh, okay, these guys aren't as powerful, aren't as unbeatable as people build them up to be. Now, again, I can understand that's one of the reasons they're doing it. Because they basically want to say, okay, who is truly deserving? Who should have been the real number one? Who should have been the real number two? But there's always going to be that controversy, too, that, okay, wait a minute. Why are there teams with won losses in this system, or in this game for the national championship? A national championship should be against teams that are unbeaten. But again, you see, the reason for that is also the fact that a lot of the unbeatens at times, even from mid-major schools, don't always get a shot. So that is basically why these playoffs happen. Now, again, one of the things I don't like about the playoff, though, is you're using bowl games to advance them on. I mean, yes, as I've talked about before and anybody else has pointed out and we saw yesterday, yes, the teams that win the bowl games that are used for the semifinals for the playoff, yeah, they become the champions of that bowl game, but then they got to play one more game. In a sense, it makes the championship win that they got in the bowl game bittersweet. Yeah, they go down in history as this year's the champions of that bowl, but it's bittersweet because they are still not done. To me, I think what needs to be done to really make this football playoff system work is you need to add 2 more games to the week of Army and to the day of Army-Navy. Here's what I'm talking about. I know they have one day that's dedicated to 2 football games, Abilene State Southern and Army-Navy. I get that. But I think what they need to do with that same day is they need to add the football playoff to it. So that way you can have your national championship already set in stone and ready to go, and you don't have to worry about interrupting or making the Sugar Bowl, Rose Bowl, Orange Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, Cotton Bowl, Peach Bowl meaningless. You don't have to worry about making them meaningless. You don't have to make the wins by the teams, by the schools in those bowl games become bittersweet. Basically, you could just say, okay, you're in this bowl game, there you go, boom. And the national championship will already be set in stone. It'll be set in stone. And I think that's better off. I think it makes more sense. Just add those 2 additional games. So basically whoever gets into the playoffs will be playing that day, that following week, against the team, against the other teams that have been chosen to face them. Be much easier. You know what I'm saying? But, that's just my take on it. And I feel if they're going to work on this system, and believe me, it is new, what they need to do, basically, in my opinion, is add 2 more games to the weekend, to the Saturday of the Army-Navy game. Go and then go from there. And then that way you'll have the national championship set in stone, and you won't have to interrupt or make the other major bowl games that you would use for the football playoffs. You wouldn't have to make them any less meaningless or bittersweet for whatever schools win those bowl games. But if I was to fix it, improve on it for the years to come, that's what I would do. And that's just my opinion on it. You can agree or not. Let me know down below.